Good morning. So this is my first makeup tutorial for looking flawless and fierce after 40. This has been kind of a fun project. I've been on vacation this week and so I'm trying to do some things for myself for a change instead of everybody else. If you're like most women I know nowadays, when you're in your mid to later 40s, your life is all about your kids, your husband, work, and it does a number on you sometimes. So I spent most of my vacation this week just really looking at things to make me better. And one of the things that always makes me feel better is looking good. Some people might think it's vain. I think that when you feel and look good, your whole attitude changes, your posture changes, the way you walk around with more confidence. When you're at work, people look at you and say, "Ooh, what's going on with her today? She's looking pretty fierce," So, and that's my goal in life, is to just keep that kind of an attitude going the older I get. There are things I can't change. I can't change the crow's feet. I can't change the lines. Some of the fine lines I got going around the lips, you can't turn the clock back. I wish you could, but you can't. So what do? I make the best of it. The one mistake that I have learned from recently is that I had to change the way that I put on my makeup. I can no longer put my makeup on the way I used to when I was in my 20s and 30s. Things that happen now, for example, if I look straight at the camera and you look at my eyes, I have this eye. It started to droop a little bit over the brow bone. That's going to happen for a lot of women. Unfortunately, as we get older, everything goes down. I'm no exception. This eye has drooped a little bit. It will probably continue to do so. I try to hold it off as best I can by using moisturizer and eye creams. And that brings me to my first step. Morning and night. If you've never done this before, you should start doing it now. Hopefully, a lot of you ladies like myself, I've been using moisturizer since I was in my 20s. Way back when I used to sell Mary Kay Cosmetics, and it got me in the habit then because Mary Kay was more about the face care, and I believe it still is, although the makeup line has gotten really nice. Their basis for their company has always been the face care. So it got me in the habit very early on in life to take care of my skin. Now, I don't use Mary Kay right now, not for lack because I don't like it. It's just I don't have a consultant and just haven't bothered to try to find one. I may find one in the future just to check out their products to see if they're still in line with where they were 20 years ago. Right now, I use a bunch of different stuff. It's just I kind of change it out on how I'm feeling. Right now, I found this. It's called La Roche-Posay. I found it at CVS, if you can see that. This is my eye cream. I actually have a face cream too, but I like the eye cream. It's a little bit more expensive. Like I said, I found it at CVS. A little bit more expensive, but it's really worth it for under the eyes. I have noticed that my eyes don't seem as puffy as they were. And so I always put this on morning and night. Good trick too, ladies. When you're doing your eye cream, always use your ring finger. It's your weakest finger in your hand. And that way you're not pulling and pat. Don't pull. Pat as much as you can. And if you use this finger, you won't do any more damage. I always go up above too because it never hurts. Just be careful you don't get too close to your eyes because I don't know about you, but as I get older, my eyes get much more sensitive and things make them water and sting a lot worse than what they used to. So that's the first step. Something else that I do like doing at least once or twice a week, especially depending on if I've had a bad day at work and how stressed I am, my eyes, especially around here, can get really red and puffy and sometimes really dry. And believe it or not, the old cucumber trick works beautifully. I slice them pretty thin, and I'll put 2 cucumbers, one on each eye, for about 15 minutes. And don't laugh, I lay on my couch. I usually do a face mask at the same time, just like you see, pretty stereotypical. And I lay on my couch. My daughters have even taken pictures of me. Thank God they haven't posted them yet. But, and swear to God, it works beautiful. My eyes feel so rejuvenated and so much better when I'm done doing that, that I try to do it at least once a week. So then next, right now I'm using this. It's called Age Perfect, and it's by L'Oreal Glow Renewal. It's that's funny, it's backwards. I wonder how people do that. I'll have to figure that one out. So I like it. It's a little heavy, so you don't need a lot. It's got a little bit of a fragrance to it, but not too bad. If you don't like fragrances, you might not want it. But it's not super duper bad, but I like it because I do feel like I've moisturized my skin. Now, at night, I put a much heavier layer on, and of course it gets in my hair, and my hair gets greasy. So, you have to take showers, so I would be careful during the day, because if it gets in your hair, it will make your hair greasy. And don't forget your neck and your décollage area, ladies, because that's one of the first places that will start to show age. Your face might look beautiful, but if this is all crepey and this is all crepey, people are going to know, okay, what's she doing? Either plastic surgery or lots of makeup. Hopefully, get all that out there. The thing about as you get older, your skin gets redder, it gets drier in spots. I've always had pretty normal combination, pretty much nothing too severe as far as normal or dry, but as I've gotten older, it has gotten much drier. I have a lot more red in my face than I ever had before, in my neck, a lot more red than I ever had before. So one of the in your eyelids especially mine are very, very red, and I don't know if you can tell here, but they're dark. When I get up close, you can really see that they are dark and they are red. So one of the things that will help you to look and feel younger is getting rid of all that redness. So before I do anything else, after I moisturize, I let it sit for a minute so it dries nice. Something else, ladies, just while we're letting my moisturizer dry, H2O, good old H2O. Drink a lot of it. Not only is it good for you as far as if you're trying to lose weight, like I always am, it's really good for your skin. Keeps you hydrated, and that keeps your skin hydrated. Don't forget, your skin is the largest living organ on your body. So just like every other organ in your body, your skin needs the same treatment. It needs the water. It needs to be taken care of. So I got a new bag of goodies. I'm all excited. The first thing I do, where is it? There it is. Before putting on anything is I put on a primer. Now I have two primers. I have one for my face and one for my eyes. And let me just find one for my eyes. There it is. Yep. Now the one I have for my face, I like L'Oreal products. I don't know why. I've just always geared towards them. I think it's a subliminal thing because L'Oreal is French and from Paris that I feel like I'm using nice French product when it's basically over-the-counter cosmetics, but they're decent quality. So this is called Magic Perfecting Base by L'Oreal. When you look for a base for your face, some of the more expensive brands have things called Spackle. You can get from Estee Lauder has a nice one. Also, whatever you get, look for something that has silicone, because at our age, what the silicone does, it creates a small barrier so that your makeup doesn't sit in those fine lines. It actually helps to fill them a little bit, creating a smoother base for your makeup, so that when you put your foundation on, it's not sitting in all those creases and just making you look older. You don't need a lot. It's pretty thick. Now go ahead and put it on, getting it in where you're really going to need it most. Be careful around the eyes, you're not pulling too hard. I have this because I don't know if it's from frowning what the faces that I make, because I'm very expressive. Anybody knows me. But I have this indent here above my nose that drives me crazy. And from the years I used to smoke, which, yay me, 2 years now, a little over 2 years, haven't had a cigarette, woohoo, but did the damage. And so now I have those fine lines over my lips. And you know what that's from, ladies? That's from, see? Yeah. Attractive, isn't it? And of course the puppet lines. Okay. Now I got a pretty good layer of that on. What's nice about this is it starts to help to even out the skin tone. It adds an extra layer of moisturizer and protection on your face. For my eyelids, I use the Magic Decrease by L'Oreal. And what this will do, oh, my hands are slippery, I can't open it. What these will do is will help to keep your eyeshadow from creasing, because as you get older, again, your eyelids get crepier. Mine aren't too super bad right now, but I've noticed that they do a little bit. So this just helps keep my makeup on smoother instead of settling into any kind of creepy and crepey lines. And then I just use my fingers. And I generally try to use my middle finger, but I forget and use my pinky sometimes. And you just want to smooth it in. You don't need to do it. You don't want to get rid of it, so you do very, very light. And this creates a great layer for your makeup. Okay, so now the next step is going to be your foundation. Now, where's my foundation? Oops, forgot my foundation. Be right back. Can I pause this? I guess not. Okay, be right back. What is that? Oh, my download completed. Sorry. Okay. Alright. So, hopefully you didn't see that because I'm still on my night count. And it's 12:55. The beauty of being on vacation. Okay. So, what I do is I have a beauty sponge. I use my fingers a lot too. But these are pretty cool. They do help. And what I never use one color. It's really hard to match your skin color as you get older, and I don't think you want to match it because your skin color gets a little bit redder. So I think if you try to stay, you don't want to go too pale because being pale also will age you. You want to try to stay more of a peachy, dewy, fair, well, for me, fair type of foundation. So I tend to mix a couple of colors to try to get the tone that I'm looking for. Right now, what's working for me pretty good, I have Avon's. It's called Ideal Flawless, and this is in, now my eyes. What color is this one? Well, it's in an ivory. Another thing with as you get older is it's beige. Finally saw it. I can't see anything anymore. Beige. And then I also take a Natural Ivy 20 in I have the Neutrogena, which is a shine control makeup. So I take the two colors, and they're not too far off, but together they work really well. And I just mix a little bit of each. I put it in my palm, like one pump and one pump. Kind of mix it up, scoop it up, mix it up, and I start to just kind of put it where I want it. Now, the key as you get older, ladies, you don't want a huge, heavy layer of makeup. When you're young, you can do that and get away with it. As you get older, you want to try to stay more natural and use the makeup to enhance rather than to cover. Okay, so I just kind of put it on. Then I take my sponge, and what's nice about this sponge is that it's got aloe infused into it, and I just kind of smooth it out. You can use the point so that you're getting in those crevices and up by the eyes. That's what I forgot to do. I forgot to put some on my eyes. Put a little bit on your neck so that it goes down into your neck and you don't get that horrible. There we go. And I try not to rub so much as I try to just kind of press and I'll use my fingers to smooth it out a little bit if I have to. Don't get your nose. You know, times I've gone out and I forget to do under my nose and I go out with a big streak of something under my nose. Not attractive. Okay. That looks pretty good. Already you can start to see, especially my eyes. Daisy, shush. Shush. That's Daisy. She likes to bark. Now I'll take some concealer. This is Neutrogena's Skin Clearing Blemish Control Concealer, because at one time I was having issues with breaking out. Figures I hit 40. Never had a pimple in my life until I hit 40. I just kind of do, and I keep it in almost a triangle. You probably might have seen this before. It's a pretty good trick because what it does is it pulls and it keeps this area under your eye bright. And that's the whole thing about what you're trying to accomplish here is brightening up and opening up your eyes, because when you're younger, your eyes are much more open and bright, and as you get older, as I said, everything starts to kind of droop a little bit, and it gets red and ruddy, and it's not as bright, and that's what really ages you. So I always put some in the corner here because that gets really dark on me. I like this because I can control how much. Don't get it in your eye. That was close. It will sting my eyes. And I just kind of do that. Okay. And then what I do is I'll take my makeup brush. This is my favorite brush. I just bought it at Walmart. But I love it. It's soft. It's not bad. I can get into places. I bought some new brushes. I'm dying to try them. But this one's tried and true. And I just blend it. And blend, blend, blend. Always blending. You don't want any streaks. Already you can start to see the difference. And what I like is when I leave the house, I have to go run some errands in a little bit. I don't feel like I've got a ton of makeup on. But I feel pretty good about myself. And that is key. I've found that as I've gotten older, more than anything, is I need to feel good about myself. Now I have these little stick ones that I use too. This one's a little bit lighter than that, so I will take, it's CoverGirl mixed with Olay, so it's got a moisturizer, and I'll take that because see, it's a little lighter, and I'll put this actually on my eyelids over them. That will just help to add a little bit more of a good base for my shadow. But just make sure it's nice and smooth, because you don't want any clumps, because you don't want your makeup sitting in those clumps. Okay. You might even want to go, if you've got, like I'm getting the puppet lines, You can even, because don't forget, the whole, if you've ever taken an art course, light reflects and dark recedes. So anything that's inverted, like a puppet line, and you want to puff it out or to camouflage it, you want to put light in there because that will reflect and make it look non-existent. Anything that's you want to shade or contour, like for example, we're going to do next your cheekbones, if you've got a fuller face and you want to give yourself a little bit more. My face isn't too full, but I don't have great cheekbones or the Angelina Jolie look, unfortunately. But so I always like to give myself a little bit more contour and around your jawbone, because as you get older, that becomes less defined. So having a defined jawbone also is a more youthful look. So you put anything light where you want to hide, because that will reflect the light and keep you from looking like a puppet. And one of the things I always say is that every line in this face I've earned. Puppet lines are from smiling. I smile a lot. Crow's feet, again, from smiling. So don't be ashamed of them. It just means you're a happy person. Okay. I get around my nose because my nose gets right in there, gets really red. I don't know why. Again, just facts of life. Okay, so that's pretty much my foundation. I don't do much more than that because I don't like to look like I've got a lot of foundation on, and I don't like to feel like I've got a lot of foundation on. So next thing I'm going to do is just a little bit of contouring. I got this trick from a website that I see. If you ever have a chance to watch it, it's great. She does some great tutorials. It's for younger skin, but you can take what you need from it to apply. Her name's Candy Johnson. You can see her on YouTube. You can see her. She has a blog. She's really cute. I don't know how old she is, but I'd say she might be maybe early 30s or late 20s. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Beautiful girl. With and without makeup, because she will show you both. But she's a makeup artist as well, and I've learned a lot of tips from her this week just from watching her videos. She's a lot of fun to watch, and this is one that I got. And this is again L'Oreal's True Match, and it's a crayon, and it's a couple of skins. It's a couple of shades darker than my skin, and I've been using this to contour, and it looks great because it's natural looking and it's not like streaks. But what I do is just suck in the cheekbones, make your fish face, kind of following the contours of your cheekbones. Now you never want to go more closer than just under the pupil of your eyes. You don't want to go bring it in too close or get too close to your nose. So you want to stay and just follow along. You can feel where your cheekbones are. I bring a little bit up here to the sides. It just helps, and a little bit on the forehead. I will put a little bit here because it will help to make my lips look a little fuller, because my lips have gotten much thinner. How that happens, I don't know. Everything else on me is fat. My lips get thinner. And now, I don't have a wide nose, but the bottom of my nose I don't like. It's kind of bulbous, drives me crazy. It's my best feature on my face, I think, are my eyes. My worst feature on my face is my nose, my opinion. So everybody has a favorite and a least favorite feature. Mine is my nose. So what I have been playing with this week, and it kind of works pretty cool, is the contouring of the nose a little bit. So I don't go up high. Some people tell you to come up high and go down, but I don't, because I find that at my age that creates more shadow. I just do a little triangle right here by my nostril on both sides. Now, obviously, if you're going to leave it like that, you look like an idiot, but you're going to blend it in. And I come down across the point. And what this does, when you blend it in, is it's going to give the illusion that my nose is a little bit narrower. Not a lot, but a little bit. And again, take your trusty little sponge and start blending. Actually, with this one, I'm going to use my brush. I like using my brush to blend this better. You can use whatever you're comfortable with as you start to use this. You know, use what you're comfortable with. I make sure I don't get that dark up on top. Just keep it on the side. You can always go back with some lighter concealer if you've got too much on. Now you can use this to blend. Excuse me, my cat's on the table and it drives my dog crazy. Oliver, get down. Get down. Good girl, Daisy. Daisy does not like it when the cat gets on the table. Alright. As you can see, I'm just kind of blending this in. You don't really want to see it, you just want it to kind of do a little bit of contouring. Okay. Oh, the jawline. Can't forget. Now, if you don't want to use cream, you can use a bronzer. I would just be very careful, ladies, using a bronzer, because as we get older, this powder sits. But you can still use it. Just take a nice fluffy brush. And go ahead and brush it in there. Oh, I forgot to do that. Brush it in. Don't do the whole face, because you'll look orange. Like I said, keep it like a C. See, like I got a C going on here. That's all you want. Yeah. Okay. Not bad. So that is what I do there. Now I might take a little, if I can find it. I know I have some. Where are you? Maybe I didn't get some. I thought I did. Nope. Okay, no big deal. Because I'm pretty much done. I don't really need to highlight. I might go back after and do a little bit more, but as far as my face is concerned, pretty good. You can see, got the contouring going. Nothing too drastic, just evened out the skin tone. The eyes aren't looking too bad now. So on to the fun part, the makeup. So let's start with our eyes. Now, I love the Naked palette. Now, I did buy a couple of new shades yesterday I want to try. I bought this from L'Oreal. It's a green. It's called Golden Emerald. I have blue eyes. I find that greens will make them pop, browns will make them pop. I tend to stay away from blues. I've seen people say that blue, you can put blue on blue. I just don't like blue. That's just me personally. If you brown eyes, you put blue on and they pop. For blue eyes, I find that greens make them pop, purples and browns really will make them pop. And I bought this cool shade too called Eternal Sunshine, which is kind of like a goldy color. Now, one thing I have learned through trial and error, I like shimmery eyeshadow. You can't wear them anymore when you hit 40. Really sucks. Because what happens with the shimmery eyeshadow is it sits in the creases more. It tends to show the wrinkles more. I don't know if it's got to be because of the shimmery. You can do, if it's got a slight shimmer to it, it's fine, but if it's really shimmery, stay away from it. It will make you look older. And it's a little dated looking. I try to stay more with mattes, and I might use a little bit of a shimmer for an accent. But for the most part, I stay with mattes. So on my Naked palette here, these are mostly mattes, and they're neutral colors, which are great. There's a couple of shimmery ones, but they're not a high shimmer, so they're, so these are great to use. I'm going to go back and actually, this is the Naked palette 1. I want to get the Naked palette 3. There's 3 of them out, 1, 2, and 3. Then these are not cheap. This cost me 60 something bucks, but they're great. They go on nice. My oldest daughter has the Naked palette 3. She uses it all the time, and it looks beautiful on her. One of these days I might steal it, or I just go buy my own. So, but for today, I'm going to try these new shades, the greens and that, but I'm going to start with my Naked palette, because this has a great base color called Virgin, which is just this very first color here. And what I do is I will take this color here and just get it on my brush, and I'll put that on the inside and going up to my brow bone, right up underneath, on both eyes. Now, ladies, as you get older, when you put your makeup on, you don't want to do so much the windshield wiper thing anymore, because that will just pull your eyelids. What you want to do is more of a sweep and a place. It's you're like placing it and then just kind of sweeping it onto your eyelids. As you can see, I'm kind of almost patting it on, because if you do this thingy, you're just gonna, it's just not gonna work anymore. Trust me. Trust me when I say. Sound like I'm talking to my kids. So, that's that. I just put that on. Now, my next shade, I'm gonna try this new shade, this Goldie shade, which is really pretty. Ooh. So, I don't know how this is going to go on, because I've never used it before, so I'm just going to go easy at first. It's always better to go light. You can always add. And I'm just going to put that right on my lid. It goes on pretty light, so it's not too bad. Ooh. I hope if you can see this. Wonder if we can make this a little clearer. Nope. No, it's alright. It's my first video. I'll get better at the lighting and everything as I go. I hope. Okay. Ooh, pretty. And again, you don't want to pull, because if you put it on too, got it in my nose, you're just going to create the creases that you don't want. So you want to pat it on there. Keep your lid as smooth as possible. And just pat it on there. Like so. Pretty, huh? Okay. So now, and I just use the brush that came with my, come on, Naked Decay palette, but I'm going to switch brushes now to more of a contouring brush. Where is it? Ah, here it is. Okay, more of a, for a contouring, so you're getting a smaller line, you're not getting as thick of line. And I'm going to go with the green. I'm going to put it on here. Now this has a little bit of shimmer, so let's see how it looks. It might be too much. And this, I'm going to just do the outer corner of my eye, like that. Now, you want to, because this eye droops more, I'm actually going to go a little bit above where I normally would put it and bring it out this way, because that will help to lift up my eye. So So I'm almost going straight out into doing this like triangle, because that will help to lift the eye up. Now you don't want to ever go past your brow, the end of your brow. Okay, now don't panic yet, ladies, I haven't blended yet. I'm just gonna try to do this eye now. I'm gonna do on same kind. Never as good with this side as I am with the other side because I'm right-handed, so my left eye is always a little harder for me to do. So I have to come across. There we go. And bring it in. And bring it up. And I'm flicking up like this here as I go. I'm not doing a windshield wiper thing. I am patting, and I'm always going up, because that is the key is you want to go up. Okay, now from here I'm going to take this little spongy type because I want to do a more precise. Just get it on the tip. I want to bring it along my lash line. And I'm going to bring it under. And again, I'm only going to go about 3/4 of the way under, and then just connect it to what's going on up top. Now this might be more heavier look than what you would want to wear for the daytime, but you can do the same procedure, just use more neutral colors. I like the color. I've never been afraid. If anybody who knows me knows that I'm not afraid to try new looks or to wear colored makeup or different shades, so I just have to. And by trial and error, I figured out what's worked and what doesn't work. Okay, now I'm gonna go and just take my little fluffier brush here, and I'm gonna blend it so it's not so harsh looking. Try to keep it even best I can. Not bad, huh? See how much it's starting to really open up my eyes a little bit? Kind of cool. Now, I did get a little bit more of the green in there than I wanted, so I'm going to go back with the gold. And just touch up a little bit on my lid. As you really want to try to keep the center of your lid bright, because that will really make your eyes pop. There you go. Yeah. Pretty. So far, so good. Okay. So, now we're going to line the eyes. Now, some people like eyeliner, some people don't. Again, a lot of this is personal preference, lady. But if you want my opinion, and from everything I have seen and researched so far, when you're over 40, you don't want to do, although I really love the cat eye look, and I wish I had learned these techniques when I was 20 years old so I could have done some of them, but they just don't sit well when you're 48 in my case, because you can't get the smooth line you need, and you look like you're trying to be 20 years old again. So what I recommend you do, and what a lot of the leading makeup artists recommend that you do, I've watched Bobbi Brown, and I've watched this Candy Johnson, and I've watched a few others, Lisa Eldred. They're all pretty big names in the makeup industry, and what I've watched them do is you can still wear black. I like black, just it helps. What it does is it makes your lashes look fuller. Another point that as you get older, your lashes thin out. So to look younger, you want fuller, not so much longer, but fuller looking lashes. Now, I'm going to do a tutorial, but I gotta play around with it first next, so just you'll have to come back and see. But I bought some of these. I can't wait to try them to see how they work. But I'm gonna do it first off camera, and then when I get good at it, I'll do it again on camera, and we'll see. But for now, I'm gonna just use my lashes and the tricks that I've been learning. So you take your eyeliner. Now I like black. Now what you don't want to do is draw a harsh line. What you want to do is use little feathery strokes and get as close to your lashes as you can. Now, and you don't panic if it's not real smooth, because I got a little trick I'm going to use when I'm done here. Okay. I tend to like to come all the way to the corner of my eye. I'm not sure, honestly, if that's something that we should do as we get older, but right now I can still get away with it. Thank God. As you get older, you should probably only do maybe the outer three-quarters of your eye. Now what I like to do is, again, you want to bring this up. So you want to end this so that your line is going up. See how that opens up your eye even more? Okay, now we're going to do the other side. And already it's starting to make my lashes look thicker, and I haven't even put any mascara on. Now I'm going to do this side. Now, I don't recommend pulling, not at our age, because as you know, our skin's already getting thinner and droopier, so doing that's just going to make it worse. When you're younger, you can manipulate your skin more and your elasticity will pop it right back into place, but as we get older, that elasticity is on its way out. So, unfortunately. So, I don't recommend doing that. I try as much as I can to not manipulate my eyelids. I just use my pencil, and I use small little strokes. You can always come back with a Q-tip if you get it where you don't want it. This just takes practice. I have used eyeliner all my life, so I'm, already halfway decent at it, but don't get me wrong, I do make mistakes. There are days when I get mascara and eyeliner and it's up here. So, where was I? Right here. Now, again, I'm going to bring this up in the corner. Up, 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 up. And it's going to look a little rough right now. That's okay, because I'm going to show you a little trick I use to smooth it out when I'm done here. Make sure they're even. This one can go up just a little bit more, I think. Yeah, not too bad. Okay. So now, what I do to smooth it out is I will take my Naked palette. I will take the black. I take my, where are you? My small brush again. You can use this one if you want. The angled brush, because it works pretty good. I just kind of dab it, brush it off, and then this is what you get. And then you go right back over that line and smooth it out. And you smooth it out. And this just basically manipulates, but what the eyeshadow does is it also helps to seal that eyeliner so that it doesn't smudge. Don't get it in your eyes, ladies, because that is not good, like I just did. Poke myself in the eye. I always have a hard time with this eye, my left eye, because I can't get comfortable with my arms. I just did it again. That's all it is. Okay, so that's the eyes. Last thing, I should say second to last thing is going to be mascara. Before we do mascara, let's do the eyebrows, because the eyebrows are very important. As you get older, years of waxing and plucking and whatnot, thin your eyebrows out. That's a sure sign of age, is thin eyebrows. So what you want to do is you want to fill them in. You don't want big Brooke Shields eyebrows, because unless you're Brooke Shields, not many people can get away with that. But a sign of a younger face, a more youthful appearance, is thicker, not even as much thicker, but filled in and nicely defined eyebrows. They just shape your face and shape your eyes. If you've ever noticed when you go get your eyebrows waxed, like I do, when you're done, it almost, as soon as you're done, you feel like you've had a little mini facelift, because it just opens your eyes right up. I love that. So what I do is I have another angled brush. Where is it? That I use, if I can find it. It's in here somewhere. Maybe not. Alright, that's alright. No big deal. Where is my, there it is. I just use a brown. My hair has gotten very dark. Those of you who know me, I used to dye my hair blonde all the time. I've gone back. I dyed it dark about a year ago, and now I've let it grow back to my own color. This is basically my color that's grown in. Thank God. The one thing I don't have is gray yet, but I have noticed that my hair has started to thin out a little bit here at the top, which, again, another sign of getting a little older. But there are tricks for that, and I will be posting some videos on that as well, because I've been learning a lot of fun stuff, a lot of little tips. And and again, these tips are not because I'm vain or I want you to feel like you're being vain. This is just a way that makes me feel better, and I hope in return it makes you feel better. Learn a few of these tricks and you feel like $1,000,000, and when you feel like $1,000,000, you feel like you can conquer the world. And even at my age, at our age, 40, 41, 50, 60, it's never too late to go out and conquer the world, in my opinion. One of the lessons, I have two daughters, those of you who know me, Jessie and Nicole, 17 and 20. And the one thing I want them to learn from all this is that it doesn't matter how old you are. You can always do something new. You can always get out there and conquer the world. And my cat's on the counter again, if you can hear my dog in the background. Oliver, get down. Okay, Daisy, good girl. Okay, so back to eyebrows. So I have a little pencil as well. And I will use a pencil, but I have found lately that using the powder actually works a lot nicer, because it's not as stiff. So I'll take my little brow pencil and I'll just comb my brows, because every now and again you get that one that sticks up straight or down straight, and you have to pull it or you have to cut it. And then I'll take my little angled brush again. Where is my other one that I use for my eyebrows? Well, I'll just use this one. Make sure I get all the, no, see, it's still got, oh, there it is, found it. It's just short, it was hiding in my bag. Alright, it's another little angle brush I have. It's a little stiffer, which is why I like it for my brows, because it doesn't manipulate, and I just tap it, blow off the excess, and then I just fill it in. And now what I do is I just use short little feathery strokes. I'm not drawing in my whole eyebrow. I'm just filling in where it's a little sparse, right here in the front and over the arch. And if you think you get too much, which I might have got right there, good trick is to take your little brush and just brush it, because it kind of will smooth it out and brush it out for you. Hey. Now do the other side. Now, when I first started doing this, I have to admit, I felt really weird because I felt like, whoa, eyebrows. Because I never had dark eyebrows. My eyebrows have always been very light. So, and I never realized how much your eyebrows can really make or break your makeup until I started doing this. And again, trial and error. Try not to use anything that's too red, because that will make you look older, and as well as black. Even if you have black hair, black eyebrows, always go with a dark brown or a brown, or if you're blonde, try to go with a taupe, because a red or a black will instantly age you. I made that mistake. I tried to do more of a red because I have red highlights in my hair. Wasn't cool. Was very ugly, in fact. It was kind of scary. Okay, voila. See? Nothing too drastic, just a little bit of fill in. There you go. So last but not least is now your mascara. And I just bought this. This is called the Double Extend. Again, L'Oreal Paris. And it's got the white. So if you wanted to, you can use this under. And this just helps to extend them out a little. Oops. Big clump. Just get that on there like you would a regular mascara, just to give them a little extra oomph when you put your mascara on. Okay, let that dry for a minute. And then you take your regular mascara, go right over it. And again, the key is you want to get your lashes. Now, I don't curl my lashes. I happen to be pretty fortunate in that my lashes already curl on their own. If you have lashes that go straight out, again, as we get older, everything droops, including your lashes. They start to go straight out or even down. Then invest in an eyelash curler and curl your eyelashes, because again, that opens up your eye, which gives you a more youthful appearance. And then I like to really concentrate on the outside corners, because then it helps to lift that eye up. I don't know if you can see this really good for some reason on this camera. But if I'm going to keep doing this, I think I might invest in a better camera for doing this, but I'm not sure what. I'll have to Google it. I love Google. I don't like clumps. Try to keep it as natural looking as I can. When I was in Mary Kay, we used to call this the Mary Kay wiggle. Doing the bottom lashes, do the Mary Kay wiggle. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Not bad, huh? So far, so good. So that's your eyes. Now, I don't think that makes me look old, huh? In fact, I think it looks pretty good. I think it looks pretty youthful. So the last thing I'm going to do is my cheeks, and I am good to go. So, well, two more steps, I'm sorry. I've always used a powdered blusher. The one thing that I have switched to in this last week is a cream blusher, because I have found that the powdered blush sits, especially when it gets too close to these babies, sits in the wrinkles and just emphasizes them. I also have some fine lines going on under here. You can't really see them on here. They are fine lines, and when the sun hits me a certain way, you can see them. And when I wear the blush, it just, if it gets into any of those, it really accented it. So again, I googled it, researched it, and found out that, what do you know, after 40 you should always switch to a cream blush, because it will sit exactly where you want it to sit, and it blends nice, and it won't sit in those wrinkles. The other thing you should do is you should get away from using any kind of pale or blusher. You want to try to go with something that's going to brighten up your face, so like a nice pink or peachy with pink undertones. Try to keep it bright. So this, as you can see, looks a little bright. I just bought it, so I'm kind of excited to try it to see how it's going to look. I'm just going to put a little bit on my finger, and I'm going to pop it on right there. Right there, kind of on the apple of my cheek. Stay away from the top of your eye. Stay right on your cheekbone, and bring it back and blend it. Ooh, comes out. Ah, just dropped it. Oh, I'm blushing my laptop. Okay, let's try that. Oh, I didn't tell you what brand. This again is L'Oreal. It's called Blur, which is a new Visible Lift Blur. Which is, I didn't even look. I don't know what that means. I'll have to look, but it's supposed to be, I guess, this new line they just came out with. Oh, it's nice. Again, don't go too close to your nose, which I might have just done, so I'm gonna just kind of, there we go, and blend it in. And it just gives you that nice little kind of, ooh, I like it. So, you can always put more on if you want. I think that's good though. I don't want to look too made up. I just want to look healthy. Which I am, knock on wood, but I want my skin to look healthy. So now the last thing I want to do is kind of set everything. Now, I bought a finishing powder. You don't want to do your whole face. You don't, and you want to make sure it's a finishing powder and not a face powder, not a covering powder, because that's going to be heavy and it's going to sit. Again, fine lines and wrinkles, ladies. Fine lines and wrinkles. You do not want anything to sit in those fine lines and wrinkles. So you want to stay light and airy. But if you work like I do, because I'm on vacation this week, but I only got a couple more days. But if you work in an atmosphere like I do, I work at Walmart. I'm a department manager down here in Westerly. It's very hot. I run the front end of the store, so a lot of hot air between between customers, cashiers, and everybody else that goes through the store. So it gets very warm. So this will help set everything so that by the end of the day, your makeup hasn't gone and just totally disappeared from your face, which has happened to me as well. So again, this is called True Match Natural. You're going to take this off in here. You got a little thing it's going to lift because it's got a little, if I can get it off, there we go. Get my fingers under there. Take that off. And you get the powder right here. You don't need to get a lot in there. You just kind of swirl your brush in there and tap. You don't need a lot. Yeah, I might need a little more than that though, huh? And you just want to brush and get this on your face so that you're, hang on a second, I gotta get a little bit more in there. There we go. There we go. Don't do your eyes, just your, okay. And that sets your face. So the last thing to do is we're gonna do our lips. Now, you've probably heard a million and one people tell you don't use lip liner. Well, they're wrong. You can still use lip liner. You just have to use it correctly. Now, if you're gonna do, like I'm gonna do just a nice natural peachy color today. I bought this new lipstick. I want to try it. I love lipstick for two reasons. It keeps my lips from drying out. Again, as you get older, your lips dry. And This is called, this again is L'Oreal, and it's called Jennifer's Nude. And look at that, isn't that pretty? Nice and nude, kind of a mauvey, pinky nude, but not too. So I'm gonna use that. But what I always do, okay, I'm not gonna do this now because I don't want it. But I always put chapstick on at night and when I moisturize, and I forgot to do that. I'm just gonna dot a little bit on because it just does help. It's almost like a again, it's kind of like a just like when you put your base on, put your I'm having a brain fart. Just like, yeah, putting your base on your face for your foundation, chapstick kind of acts the same way for your lipstick. Okay, so now I have a, where is it? I have a pink, I don't want to use that, that's too dark. Where's my pink lip liner? Oh, I bet it's in my pocketbook. Hold on, I'm gonna go grab it. Yep, there it is. Okay, it was in my pocketbook. So this is just a nice pink, very neutral lip liner. What you want to do, whatever color you're using, you either want to match your color or match the shade of your lips as best you can. You don't want the 90s or 80s look where you used to do the dark and then the light. You don't really want your lip liner to show, but you do want to use it because especially as you get older, these fine lines, your lipstick will bleed into them. So what this does is create that barrier so that they don't bleed. I'm just going to kind of rub that chapstick in a little bit. Okay. And I always start on the bottom and I go just outside my lip line. Now I have really pale lips, so you can really see this. And I just feather it out to the corners. And then I take my top and do the same. And this will help make my lips look a little fuller because they are thin. Not my best feature. Don't forget those outer corners, ladies. Now, if you're lucky enough to have full lips, just stay right on the line of your lips. You don't have to go outside the line. You can even go a little inside the line if your lips are too full and you want to thin them out, although I don't know who would want to do that. Okay? Just like that. Then what I do is I always fill in my lips with the lip liner because that will also help to keep your lipstick to stay. Then I just take my lipstick and pretty much just stay on the bottom and the top. I don't go all the way inside, but what it does is it blends with that lip liner. Pretty. Now, if you like a little more gloss, you can put a little bit of lip gloss on there. I don't like to use a lot of lip gloss, and the reason being is because then my lips slip slide all over the place. I get it everywhere, and it will bleed into the lip lines, which I don't like that to do. So there you go, ladies. There is my look for today. I hope you liked it. It's my very first blog. I hope it's not too long, and hopefully you come back for more. Have a great day.